Hard work will not give you good grades. Well, not exactly. If you're a student, you probably already heard people say, oh, I study 4 hours a day. Oh, and I study 8 hours a day. Well, I study 30 hours a day. That's not even possible though. So I'm Bully Tadori, and in this video, I'm gonna help you get to this and many others with the least amount of hours wasted. Okay, if you're in self-improvement, you probably have other priorities in school. Or you were just like me when I was trash at school and many other things. But today we're just gonna focus on school. Let me tell you a story before we continue. Well, before moving out of my school, I was a good student with a 16 out of 20 as my overall average. Or for you guys, 3.14 point of grade in the middle school. With my best friend that had the same overall average as me. But when I came to this new city, I was alone in 7th grade. And my overall average got to 11 to 12 the first semester, then 13 to the second semester. By there, I was getting to know a group of friends that were focused and determined, and they were the smartest in the class. One of them had an overall average of 19 out of 20. I was like, wow, how did you do that? And my overall average skyrocketed to a solid 15, and then I started getting better grades. The lesson here is you are who you're hanging with. By hanging out with those guys, they became my homies, and I had kind of the same intentions to get good grades. I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of people have heard of this advice. So now I'm gonna teach you this thing. Let's imagine there's two types of students. Student A and Student B. Student A memorizes his lessons, and Student B tries to understand his lessons. Who do you think is gonna get the best grade? Student B. And he's gonna have more time than Student A. I just told you to understand your lessons. That's the part where many YouTubers would normally end their video, but not me. So to understand your lessons, I have the basic tips but useful, like take quizzes. But I also have one of my personal favorite tips. This is a technique passed down from generation to generation within the intellectual society. It's called the white paper. Okay, so sorry for the drama, but you basically read your lesson, then you close your book and write down all of what you understood and a white paper. Of course, that's why it's called the white paper rule, bruh. And no, I don't want you to make the most beautiful revisions just like a little 14-year-old girl or whatever. But I like to put a little touch in this. So I like to combine it with a spaced out repetition technique created by Herman Ebbinghaus, where you space out your revision sessions. So here's what we're gonna do. The first day you're gonna read your lesson and write it down on the paper without looking the book. The second day too, but without opening the book. And until the 5th day, and then you do a sort of review of how much info you got right. But if you ain't got time, you just repeat the first step over and over again until it's in your head. I'm not gonna lie, you might do all of this, but then get 15 or 12 out of 20. You know why? Because your teacher wanted you to answer the question his way. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, this tip is super underrated, but you basically ask questions to your teachers. And no, don't just ask what's going to be on the test. Ask about like, how can I get better at your class? Or even, how do you want me to structure my equations? Or how do you want me to answer the questions? And your insecurities in class. All of that is important because you can't lose points in such stupid ways. One time I got 13 in math just because I answered the questions with a different structure. But I should have gotten 19 out of 20. So, like a wise Chinese man said, to win every battle, you should know your enemy as you know yourself. See, practically now you know how to get a good grade. Now it's your turn to take action. If you want this video to help,